Assalamu alaikum students, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and good. I'm your English teacher Sadnan. As you know that I have explained last one chapter rice ball rashes, and now I'm going to start the second chapter from the month of December. So let's move on the topic. Unit 13, The Walrus and the Carpenter. The sun was shining on the sea, shining with all his might. He did his very best to make the blows smooth and bright. And this was odd because it was the middle of the night. The moon was shining silkily because she thought the sun had got no business to be there. After the day was done, "It's very rude of him," she said, "to come and spoil the fun." The sea was wet as wet could be. The sands were dry as dry. You could not see a cloud because no cloud was in the sky. No birds were flying overhead. There were no birds to fly. The walrus and the carpenter were walking close at hand. They wept like anything to see such quantities of sand. If this were only cleared away, they said, it would be grand. If 7 maids with 7 mops swept it for half a year, do you suppose, the walrus said, that they could get it clear? I doubt it, said the carpenter, and shed a bitter tear. "Oh, oysters, come and walk with us," the walrus did beseech. "A pleasant walk, a pleasant talk. Along the briny beach, we cannot do with more than 4. To give a hand to each." The eldest oyster looked at him, but never a word he said. The oldest oyster winkled his eye and shook his heavy head, meaning to say he did not choose to leave the oyster bed. But 4 young oysters hurried up, all eager for the treat. Their coats were brushed, their faces washed, their shoes were clean and neat. And this was odd because, they had not any feet. 4 other oysters followed them, and yet another 4. And thick and fast they came at last, and more and more and more, all hopping through the 4th wave and scrambling to the shore. The walrus and the carpenter walked on a mile or so, and then they rested on a rock conveniently low. And all the little oysters stood and waited in a row. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax, of cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot. But wait a bit, the oysters cried, before we have our chat, for some of us are out of breath, and all of us are fat. No hurry, said the carpenter. They thanked him much for that. A loaf of bread, the walrus said, is what we chiefly need. Pepper and vinegar, besides, are very good indeed. Now, if you are ready, oysters dear, we can begin to find feed. But not us, the oysters cried, turning a little blue. After such kindness, that would be a dismal thing to do. The night is fine, the walrus said. Do you admire the view? It was so kind of you to come, and you are very nice. The carpenter said, nothing but cut us another slice. I wish you were not quite so deep. I have had to ask you twice. It seems a shame, the walrus said, to play them such a trick after we have brought them out so far and made them trot so quick. The carpenter said, nothing but the butter's spread too thick. I weep for you, the walrus said. I deeply sympathize with sobs and tears he sorted out. Those of the larger size, holding his pocket handkerchief before his streaming eyes. Oh, oysters, said the carpenter, you have had a pleasant run. Shall we be trotting home again? But answer came there none, and this was scarcely odd because they had eaten everyone. So, students, I have read out this poem. Now I'm going to start the explanation by stanza wise. Right? Just look at this. The sun was shining on the sea, shining with all his might. He did his very best to make the billows smooth and bright, and this was odd because it was the middle of the night. In this stanza, the poem says, the sun was shining. The sun was shining on the sea, and all shining is might and make their best to make on blues to smooth and bright. And that was the odd because the middle of the night. The moon was shining silkily because she thought the sun, he got no business to be there after the day was done. It's very rude of him, she said, to come and spoil the fun. He thinks that the moon shining is silkily, and that is much better than the sunshine, because moonshine give us a peace and the sunshine give us a heat. So she thought that the sunshine is give us heat and go to the business. But after the day was passed out, the moon appeared and give us a light that was very funny and enjoyable. We enjoy in night and moonlight. Like the sea wet and wet could be if the sand dry and clouds and sky, birds fly over there, and there were no birds to fly in the night in moonlight, but in the sunlight all the birds can fly and move here and there. But at night they got to sleep and they need a rest. So in this the walrus said, and the carpenter, they walked a mile or so on without getting rest. If they got rest on rock and they stood on the oysters and waited in a row. But they wait a bit and oysters cried before they checked, for some of them are out of breath. They conveniently waited and little oysters stood. They were hopping through the frothy waves and scrambled to the shore. Then oyster come and walk with them, and the walrus was pleasant to walk and talk. Along briny bridge they cannot do more than 4, but they give hand to each other. So they think if the seven maid with 7 marks swept it place for a half year, the walrus said, do you suppose they could? They could get it clear. But Carpenter said, I doubt. Carpenter was doubt and shed a bitter tear. They walking close at hand and they swept anything to see that quantities of sand, if there was only cleared away. But they cannot do more and more. The oldest oyster look at them and he have no words to say. The oldest oyster, who winked his eyes and shook his heavy head by saying he did not choose to leave the oyster bed. But oyster hurried in eager to treat them like they want. Then their coats were brushed and their faces were washed. Their shoes that was neat and clean, and they know about that. All the 7 maids with 7 arms have cleaned all the. So the dismal thing to do, and they admired the view that they have a deeply sympathize with Sharp and tears when he was snorted out. The oysters said to the carpenter, they have a pleasant run. But trotting home again. So he was answered, come there. But he was secretly and eaten everyone, that everyone is fine and eating. But he has a sympathy deeply that a large size holding the pocket handkerchief before he is trimming his eyes, and he hold that and talk to the oysters and the carpenter. After that he talked to Mr. Walrus, and he said the carpenter nothing, but he cut another slice and he wished he was quite so deep. But he had to ask twice, but he didn't listen. He got maybe he was a deep, and that was seems to shame to Mr. Walrus said, and they play them with a trick. He thought that if he is not listening and he is thief, then he should play a trick. After brought so far, and they made them trot to cake. And carpenter said, nothing but the butter's spread too thick. He was saying, I'm not putting the butter by saying my words. That is quite. And twice a day said. So Mr. Walrus and the carpenter worked closely and wept anything to see that they check out the quantities of sand and they cleared all the way and they grandly said to the 7 maids. He said, the elder oysters look at that, and he never word he said. The oldest oyster winked his eyes and he said, leave the oyster bed. But he refused. No, he will not. But 4 young oysters hurry up and treat them like the walrus. And he was saying and justifying his meaning that what he did not choose. They said, swipe it for half. And he was doubt, said the carpenter. And he was not pleasant by walking off Mr. Walrus and pleasant talk. But he cannot do more than that for. So he give a hand and leave his job. Then after he waited a lot, but no result came. In the morning, all are the talking about the fact. So the carpenter thanked for the breakfast. He thanked much for that, and he got loaf of bread. So Mr. Walrus said, chiefly needed. Do you need a pepper, vinegar besides that? He said, very good indeed. So he get, if you are ready, oyster sir, so begin to feed them. So he was not honest. So Mr. Oyster cried, so let's turning a little blue and dismal things to do. So he thought the night is fine. So the Mr. Walrus said, do you admire the view? He said, that was kind of you to come, and you are very nice. And he thanked all of that things which Mr. Walrus provided them. And also carpenters thanked much for that. He thanked about loaf of bread, pepper, vinegar, which they have put it aside on that. And he was thinking, if he got and missed his hungriness, then he can be work more and more. By taking that, he got energy. So he start weeping, and he got his handkerchief from his pocket and he swiped out his tears with his handkerchief, and after swipe he shrinks his handkerchief, lightly threading the wet of handkerchief. He said, "Let's do slices of loaf of bread." But the carpenter was a thief. He did not slices the loaf of the bread. He left that on the same. But he did not. And Mr. Walrus feels shame and was shy that how could he said again and again to slices another and cut that into slices, but the carpenter did not do that. So carpenter said, "Nothing, but we can spread the butter too thick." They have not much thing for doing and eating, but he said we can put it and spread thick layer of the butter. And by getting that, so the maid washed their coats, shoes, and all that they needed. They washed and neat and cleanly. But they had not any feet. They do not have anything else to wear in their feet, but they were doing their best. So they appreciate their maid and their work, that they swipe it all the things clearly and neatly. So they were happy to see them and appreciate their work. And Mr. Walrus also appreciate and thank to carpenter and oyster, younger and eldest, both of them. He was thought when he sobs and tears the sorted out, and he was holding his handkerchief in pocket, and before straining eyes he was swiping his tears, and he said it was a pleasant run and maybe trotting home again, but he did not, and he was secretly awed, and they were eating everyone, and they said they have to eat that slice of bread with spreading butter, pepper and vinegar. If they like the most, they have to eat that. If they don't, then they need to take their own breakfast. But they were pleasant, they were agree to eat them. So students, it is the story of the walrus and the carpenter. Hope you got it. And I will send its work in group as soon as possible. If you have got any kind of problem regarding your explanation, so just ask in your group, which will be open 6 to 8, and you can contact me in my privately number. I'll explain you again. If you required any kind of inquiry, you can ask. I'll explain you. So till then, bye and take care. Allah Hafiz.